Hello friends, Nate Bianco here, and I've got a quick story for you today that is really important. I've been working from home in the work from home industry since full-time since March of 2003. Haven't had to get up and go to a job since that time. And my story is a little bit different than most people where, I was flat broke when I got started. But I was able to create success very quickly. I had success very quickly in my first 3 months. I went over $1,000 a month in income, and within 6 months I went over $5,000 a month in income. Now, why I was able to do that was because I had a system. The company that I was promoting had a system in place that did the marketing, the convincing, the persuading, got people to take out their credit cards and join without me having to do that, without me having to pick up the phone and make 5, 10, 15 follow-up calls to that person and just continue to follow up and persuade them to join because it's the best product or the best pay plan in the world. Now, here's how I know how important a system is, because I was able to go from 0 to 5,000 plus in 6 months. I was with that company for another year, and then in 2004 a company came along that was literally brand new, was just hyping the product. They had the best product, single product focus, the best pay plan since another company that had created over 100 millionaires, and they touted that they had an even better pay plan than that. And so a lot of people rushed into that company and brought their teams with them. And here's what happened to me. I'm the same person, right, that just went from 0 to 5,000 in 6 months. I busted my butt with this new company, actually calling leads and trying to, convince them and persuade them and just, working on the phones 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, just literally grueling. And after 2 years of doing that, I was barely able to achieve $2,800 a month in income with that company. Okay. So I'm telling you this story because I don't want you to make the same mistake that I made if you're just looking for a company, or maybe you're already in one and you're possibly starting to experience this already. But what happened next is after doing that and building that company for 2 years and barely getting to $2,800 a month, I was like, okay, this isn't working. I'm not achieving the income that I had desired in this industry, and I had already made 4 times that in the company previously. So I went back to that previous company where they were actually launching a new kind of like sister company, if you will, that had the same marketing system as the previous one. And so I got started with that company then, from scratch, from 0, and inside of 6 months, I went from 0 to over $8,000 per month. Just like before, again, because I had a system that was doing the work for me. Now, having said that, no matter what company you're building, it doesn't matter, what kind of product or pay plan they have, you still have to get eyeballs in front of a presentation. You've got to get people in front of something, to introduce them to that company. So it's still all about, getting people and introducing people and showing them the plan, if you will. Now, if you have to do that with any company, and there's thousands upon thousands of them out there, why wouldn't you get people in front of a system that does 95% of the work for you, so you, and more importantly, your team, can have more success, versus getting those people in front of something where now you've got them in front of it, but now you got to pick up the phone and you got to, persuade them. You've got to become the system, if you will. You've got to do the convincing and the selling to get people to take out their credit card and join. If you have to get people anyway, why not get people plugged into a system that kind of removes you from the process of selling and convincing, and assist you in getting people started. That's my point here. That's what I realized, thankfully, early on, and made that mistake, and have learned from that. And now I help people not make that mistake, or maybe if they have, get them plugged into a system that can help them achieve their financial goals. So somewhere on this website here, probably over on the right hand side, there's a big orange banner. You want to click on that and you want to take a tour of this system. And just real quick before I wrap this up, I'll tell you, I mean, literally, it's fantastic. There are days where I don't even do anything. I've got processes in motion that get people to my website, and I'll have people sometimes one, two. I've had days where 8 people have come to my website and actually pulled out their credit card and joined my team without me ever even talking to them, without me ever even maybe exchanging an email with them. That's the power of having a system that does most of the work for you. Now again, you've got to get the people to the website. That's with any company. With any company, you've got to get the people to the website, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to generate your own leads if you want to. I'm going to show you how to do that through free and paid advertising, either or both, if that's what you want to do. And having said that, people that love to do home meetings, people that like to get together and have those social gatherings, you could still do that with this. You're going to have more success with that than you ever will with any other company that doesn't have a system. And I'll tell you a quick story about that too. I never went really to friends and family because I had no credibility or influence with anyone when I first got started. But after I did have success, I did get someone into the business, a family member, and we had people over to my house. We actually did a home meeting for her that I wasn't crazy about, but I did it because I like building on the internet and doing the passive thing. But we did that, and she had, I think it was 12 people that showed up, and out of those 12, with this company, we didn't plug them into the system because you could use the system or you can't. You don't have to use the system that goes along with the company if you don't want to, but I don't see why anyone wouldn't. So anyway, these 12 people came over, and we got them in front of a presentation. They watched the company video, which company videos usually stink. And guess what? Out of the 12 people, none of them joined that night. Not a single one of them. Okay. Now again, maybe that's because I'm a crappy salesperson and I don't have any persuasion and convincing skills. I don't know, but none of the people joined. So it was a few days later, and I called my family member up, and I said, hey, let's try something. I said, I'm a big believer in this system. I've had success with it. And we decided to do the home meeting thing, with your friends and family. I said, let's plug them into the system. Let's give them a free position. Let's give them a free tour of this system, and just see what happens. So after the meeting was over 3 days later, I plugged all 12 of them into the system, putting the person that I thought was most likely to join it, in last. And sure enough, that person joined, and everyone above them got an email saying that person joined. And out of the 12, then one of them had joined. There was 11 left. Out of the 11, 9 people joined that day. And that's the power of a system, and that's what I want you to check out right now. So over on the side there, big orange banner, go ahead and click on that. Put your name, your phone number, and your email address in, and you're going to see the exact system that I've used for years now that has allowed me to create that extraordinary income, even though I'm not an extraordinary person. So go ahead and do that now. Put in your name, phone number, and email. You have to do that to get inside. Don't worry, I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to pressure you into anything. You have absolutely no obligation. You just got to put your name, phone number, and email address. Get inside to see how this thing works, and get ready to be excited. We'll see you inside.